Welcome back to Catalyst Grid. I am Kingsley Imufua, lead scheduler with DC Nordics. We are moving into the heart of Series 3, where the stakes reach their peak. We are at Project VERTEX, a 12-year-old facility. Today, we face the challenge of replacing our primary 33 kilovolt substation while keeping 15 megawatts of IT load energized. This substation was the gold standard in 2012, but it's at the end of its design life. To double our capacity to 30 megawatts, this heart needs a complete transplant. We have 800 active tenant racks. Our SLAs are absolute. Any unplanned outage isn't just a failure, it's a massive liability. In Brownfield, there is no room for error. This is the Brownfield signal. Our primary constraint is the live load. We cannot just flip a switch and start fresh. We have to build around the existing power. The strategy is simple in theory, but complex in execution. We build a temporary HV supply room, pre-install every cable, and then cut over feeder by feeder. This temporary switch room was fabricated off-site and brought in. It's positioned adjacent to the live facility, ready to take over the burden. Before a single volt was diverted, we spent weeks pre-testing these cables. Every insulation resistance test and continuity check had to be flawless. Now we enter the execution phase. We don't cut the whole plant at once. We take it one feeder at a time to maintain N+1 redundancy throughout the process. First, we isolate feeder 1. The load is automatically diverted to the redundant path, keeping the data halls cool and the racks powered without a flicker. Safety is our first and last priority. We apply a rigorous lockout-tagout protocol. Each circuit is physically locked and tagged by the lead engineer. We must discharge all residual energy. Even isolated systems can hold a lethal charge. We verify zero energy with multimeters before anyone enters the zone. With the area safe, the legacy gear is removed. This is where we see the true Brownfield character, weathered steel and decades of operational history being cleared for the new. In its place, we install new gas-insulated switchgear. It's more compact, more efficient, and ready to handle the 30-megawatt future of Project VERTEX. Feeder 1 is then connected to the new GIS. We re-energize, test the stability, and only when it's 100% stable do we move to Feeder 2. This work is high risk. Our teams are in full Category 4 arc flash suits. This isn't just gear, it's the last line of defense against a thermal event. Every move is governed by a safe system of work. Every tool is insulated. Every engineer is briefed. In a live HV environment, there are no second chances. One of the most technical challenges is earthing. We have to integrate this new system into the existing network without creating dangerous earth loops. We continuously monitor earth impedance. Our bonding must be perfect to protect the facility from surges and lightning while we are in transition. Think back to Series 1 at Iron Gate. We built a substation from scratch on a greenfield site. It was clean, it was predictable. Project VERTEX is the opposite. At Iron Gate, we commissioned into a cold environment. There was no live load to protect. We had the luxury of time and space that Brownfield simply doesn't offer. At VERTEX, we manage two worlds in one building. We have the rusted, weathered legacy of 2012, sitting inches away from state-of-the-art 30-megawatt tech. This complexity is why we use NEC4 Option C. It's a target cost contract that fosters open-book collaboration. We share the risk and the reward as a team. Our risk register for VERTEX is heavily weighted toward operational risk. We have early warnings for every possible downtime trigger during this substation work. This is a critical milestone. Once the new substation is fully energized and the temporary supply is decommissioned, the heart of the facility is renewed. The heart transplant is successful. We've doubled the power capacity without dropping a single packet of data for our 800 tenants. That is Brownfield excellence. We are 12 months into our 32-month program. With the power secured, we can now focus on the structural reinforcements and new cooling plant. In our next episode, we'll see how we reinforce the existing roof to support our new high-efficiency cooling infrastructure. Don't miss it. Kingsley Imufua, your host, signing off. Do not forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Your support keeps the Catalyst Grid growing. My name is Kingsley Imufua. Thank you for joining me for Series 3 Building the Machine. See you in Episode 4. Remember, in Brownfield, the survey is your best friend. We'll explore that more as we look at the structural unknown next time. Let's take a closer look at the temporary supply. Notice the labeling. Every feeder is cross-referenced with the live facility to prevent any mix-ups. In a live environment, a mislabeled cable is a disaster. We use high-visibility, weatherproof tags for every single run, double-checked by the lead scheduler. Even the PPE is inspected daily. Any tear or burn on this suit means it's out of service. We don't take risks with our team's safety. These earthing clamps are critical. They provide the physical bond that ensures no voltage can return while we are working on the decommissioned gear. The new GIS gear is digital. We have real-time monitoring of every phase and every breaker status integrated directly into our BMS. We also use thermal monitoring to detect any hotspots in the live connections before we start the cutover. It's another layer of protection for our uptime. Every tenant was notified weeks ago. We briefed them on the schedule, the risks, and the mitigation steps. Transparency is key to maintaining trust in co-location. Our communication log tracks every single interaction. We don't start the cutover until every tenant SLA stakeholder has acknowledged the plan. Even removing the old substation gear creates vibration. These sensors monitor every hall, alerting us if we approach limits that could affect the spinning discs in those racks. We keep the work within strict decibel and vibration limits. If we see a spike, we stop, assess, and adjust our methods. That's the Brownfield discipline. Any new cable run through an existing firewall needs temporary fire stopping immediately. We cannot compromise the building's fire compartmentation for even an hour. We use approved intumescent sealants and pillows. It's a passive safety step that is often overlooked, but critical for building control approval in brownfield retrofits. Under NEC4 Option C, the pain and gain share keeps everyone aligned. If we innovate to reduce the downtime risk and save cost, the benefit is shared between the owner and the contractor. It fosters a collaborative culture. On Vertex, the contractor isn't just a builder, they are a partner in protecting the live operations. Everyone wins when the facility stays live. We use early warnings for anything, even a minor weather delay that could push a cutover into a high-load day. Proactive management is how we hit our 32-month target. Our 4D schedule is the brain of the project. It allows us to visualize the physical sequence against the timeline, spotting clashes before they happen in the live plant rooms. Success here started with the surveys in episode 2. We verified the as-builts, so we knew exactly where the legacy cables were before we touched the first switch. The 3D laser scan gave us sub-millimeter accuracy for the new GIS fit-out. In these tight plant rooms, that precision is the difference between a smooth install and a costly clash. The final 33 kilovolt connection is closed. The new substation is live, stable, and ready for the next decade of growth at Project VERTEX. 5 safety lessons. Always pre-test your temporary supply. Never skip a LOTO step. Discharge every circuit. Dress for the arc flash and communicate with every tenant. We've secured the power, we've managed the risk, and we've kept the machine building. This is what it takes to double a live data center. 3 episodes down, 7 to go. Project VERTEX is just beginning to show its true scale. The Brownfield journey continues. My name is Kingsley Imufua. Thank you for watching. Remember, on the Catalyst Grid, we don't just build, we control. See you next time. Until next time, keep your schedules tight and your systems live. Goodbye.